Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Happy Sunday afternoon to you, or whatever time it is where you are. Thank you guys for joining me for the stream. Super excited. We have 70,000 diamonds here, guys. We're going to do some summons, hopefully do a lot of progression, add some and ask some questions. First of all, I want to say big shout out to Javid. I'm not sure if he's joining us this morning, but it is his birthday, so happy birthday to Javid. Big shout out to him, guys. A couple things I did want to focus on. Solemn Vow, the person that asked me if I could help them within the Solemn Vow feature, even though the mentor rewards are completely done, guys, it has been absolutely amazing. They have been on every single day and a really dedicated player to AFK Arena. So Kazia, I just wanted to give him a big shout out there, guys. In the events, we have a lot going on, guys. We have the Magician's Hat doing summons out of there. The gift cart circus tour. Make sure you're doing this every day, maximizing the tricks that you're getting out of here, maximizing the loot. If you've seen the video from yesterday, guys, absolutely crazy how much stuff is not so much AFK anymore. We do have the Blood Claw boss up. We have the Treasure Scramble. Treasure Scramble, we ended at 72, so we were a Treasure Master. Very cool to see overall with the Treasure Master. I have a couple things that are coming, which one is, of course, for the Blood Claw, we're on 3 teams now, guys. So I'm going to be covering the 3 teams with the Blood Claw a little bit later today, and also doing and covering in seasons guide for the Cursed Realm. So the Cursed Realm has been changing as we see more heroes coming in. The Cursed Realm continues to change, and I really feel like there's going to be a big shift within the Cursed Realm when you start getting into the additional bonuses with the patch that is coming and with the furniture. So the furniture, guys, we know anything past the 9 of 9, when you start strengthening the furniture, is going to add a lot more stats to it, which again is going to be pretty interesting to see. What's going on, Raylan? Ardius is here. ZB's Awesome is here. Scranton as well. Peter, Dark Blaine is here. Luke, Kern, have a lot of people here. Yep, it is Javi's birthday. I've gotten Treznar to SI30. You got Scarlet to E60. Mishka to 9 of 9 with the E30. Geeky, that is awesome. Loot. I wanted to show you the loot, guys. Anytime we have the event going on, you can see we have an incredible amount of Twisted Essence and Poe coins. Very cool. This is actually where I scored. And also with the, I think it's the Twisted Bounties that is going on. It actually doubles what we got out of there. Leaderboard rewards, that is right, guys. Our weekly rank for the Treasure Hunter was 72. We get this very cool looking treasure badge because we're in the top 100, which is awesome, guys. This is really thanks to building out the Awakened version of Thane. He rocks when it comes to PvP, guys. It's absolutely crazy how strong he is within that PvP aspect. We're also building him out a little bit more. We have to get a couple more cores and we'll be able to build them out. We got some red chests in there, 3,000 diamonds. Then, of course, guys, we got cores out of here. That's what we're trying to get. That is the reason why we are pushing everything that we can within this Treasure Scramble. Got some more badges in there. Got a couple more diamonds. Wanted to save and pick up those rewards. How much should you prioritize giving Leo the E60 if we like PvP? I am free to play E60 on Scarlet, Ainz, Grezin, almost Mishka. Leo's E60 is not a huge priority. So the big thing, and I did build up Leonardo a little bit further. So Leonardo is kind of twofold. I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. That gives him the plus 30 right there. Leonardo is really two different folds. One, the PvP aspect. This skill allows him to do crowd control, also gives him some survivability, which is reset. So if he takes a certain amount of damage, he will use the evacuation ability. This is going to allow him to live. This is going to allow him to PvP a little more. Now, the big thing also with him is outside of the PvP realm, players use him within the Cursed Realm. And the reason you have to build him out for the Cursed Realm is the Insight. So this is the one that his crowd control, essentially the way that they've changed up the Cursed Realm is you have to have a higher Insight rating to still be able to crowd control the heroes as the enrage increases. So that is the reason why a lot of my Cursed Realm attempts didn't do too well, because Leonardo got to a point where it might have been about 30 seconds in that his crowd control was no longer effective because he didn't have enough insight to overgo the enrage timer or the enrage building that was going on with some of the heroes. PvP, again, if you're super heavy into PvP, guys, building out any of these heroes is going to be super important. Just because of the PvP aspect. The higher stats, the better the abilities. Even adding in the plus 60. After using Evacuation, Leonardo received 50% less damage. In a PvP realm, that'll make a difference. Is it going to be a game changer? Probably not. Probably not going to be an absolute game changer. I think that Awakened Brutus is easier to get than Awakened Thane. Yeah, I've had the same exact luck, what you just said right there. Awakened Thane was a nightmare, guys. Awakened Brutus was easy. On the accounts that I've built Brutus on, it has went absolutely well, which is cool to see, but it has been a lot easier with the Awakened version of Brutus, and there is our medal, guys. A brand new medal. Let's put it in here. There we go. 3 legendary medals. I love the medals, and I love the treasure badge. That does look cool. To get the badge out of there. I'm on my alt account, Army S. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Want to loot gaming? My LTV is now fully maxed 30960. Yeah, he's a beast. So a lot of people don't understand also with Leonardo is in a lot of formations, he will do an incredible amount of damage. I know in comparison to Ainz, he might do less, but there has been a couple formations where his crowd control and his damage, guys, is incredibly high. I don't think a lot of players really realized that when he first came out. They thought, oh, it was more of a crowd control, which he does crowd control, but he also does amplify his own damage, which is right here, guys. When he uses the Work of Art, will receive 45% more damage for the following 8 seconds, which means that when he ults, again, he is his own buffer, and he does an incredible amount of damage, which is very cool. Is it bad that I have no Ascended Heroes at Chapter 18? Z-Beast, if you're still making progression, not at all. That's not bad at all. A lot of players ask, look at where I'm at. Is it good? Is it bad? It's super dependent, guys, on how much you put into it. You know, if you're putting 15 hours a day into AFK Arena and not making any progression, yes, that could be viewed as bad. But if you're going through and, you know, regardless of where you're at, guys, this game is one of 2 things that we've said it before. Either one, it is going to be putting more money in it to make progression, or number 2 is going to be putting time in it to make progression. You're going to have one or the other. The only way to make progression much faster in AFK Arena is, of course, putting money into it. What's going on? Fubea? First time on the stream. I'm glad I could catch it. Well, thank you for joining us. And what's going on, Bond? Yeah, I don't know if Javid is going to get on. Joan of Arc is coming soon. If you can see on the side, right over there, guys, on the other side of the screen, Joan of Arc is coming pretty soon. Overall, pretty impressed with the stats, with the abilities, with the support. Support dimensional hero with a buffer. Now, because she is another support hero, a lot of players are also saying that a dimensional tower is not far off, which again would be pretty cool. We know when we get to the point of having 2 teams, we're going to need kind of 2 support roles in there. And now we have enough in that dimensional vein that we can actually support another hero within there. Merge or best to pair, so I don't merge Joan with. What do you mean? Which of these will best? Got the exchange for Joan, but I plan to get her. I have Belinda, Lucretia, Gwen, Estrilda, Brutus, Solus, Scarlet, and Chimera. Which is the best to do the fusion with? Belinda, Lucius, pretty good. Gwen, Estrilda, Brutus. So I would honestly probably do Solus in there. Just because she's not really used for anything that I know out of the tower, Kenneth. She would probably be the one to fuse with. Like I said, short of the tower, I don't use Solus for anything else. Very, very cool design. Problem with her, guys, is this Floral Spectre. This dies incredibly fast. Even in my Wilder account where I have her 100% maxed out, the Floral Spectre dies in one single hit, which mitigates that entire skill, which sinks, which really stinks. How many years do you think the game will last? Honestly, Apollinaire, I'd probably say another 3 to 5 years. Games like this, guys, they have a really strong player base. When the 3rd anniversary came around, it went, you know, the subs went up, the player base went up. Every time they do a collaboration, we see an increase in players. The game has gotten to the point, honestly, where it's not really much of an AFK game anymore, especially if you are actively making progression in here. It does take a incredible amount of time. It does, but it's a game that is, in my opinion, and I know a lot of you out there have played a lot of games and have played a lot of different games. This is super, super free to play friendly. We know Javid, I think, is actually right here, guys. Javid, 42-17, 535 level, 100% free to play, guys. Free to play can do everything. Again, it's time. It is time versus cost versus money is really the point. Javid is literally right behind me. Again, always dedicated, always coming up with a plan of what you're going to do in here when you're going. So it is going to be years, guys. We know games that have went out there, the player base, they'll consolidate servers, things of that nature, but it is going to be years the game's going to be around. Is it worth maxing out Sonya for the Lightbearer faction? Sonya Monsieur does really well. I have actually used her an incredible amount within the Lightbearer Tower. If you're utilizing her in there, is it worth maxing her out? To a point, if you're starting to get a lot more of your regular heroes built, I've seen a lot of effectiveness with her, guys. Even though I know she did get a really big nerf, I have actually been very, very effective. And I'll show you within the towers. I broke the 3 tower barrier, and even looking at some of these older floors, I am right here, guys. And there is Thane right there. Some of these right there, Sonya. So using Sonya in this formation, and again, she didn't die in this formation. She's actually been incredibly well with Thane. She's been used within the PvP aspect. And if you're looking for a tank within the tower, again, she does incredibly well. Even when you look in formations, guys, Sonya is in most formations because of her survivability. Looks like this one might not have it. But again, we've seen her used. I'm going to build her out a little bit more. Honestly, me personally, I am going to build out Sonya a little bit more because I do really like it. Why is Baba Yaga's E30 a priority? So Baba Yaga's E30, guys, right here, after the attributes are stolen by the skill Soul Pilfer, they'll return to the enemy. She will permanently retain attributes. Now, with the permanent attributes, guys, she steals the attributes. She retains part of the attributes when this ends, meaning it is just a buffer for her. Guys, that is a really strong buffer. Each retained attribute cannot exceed 20% of its initial value. The other big thing with this and her Soul Pilfer ability, which I think is right here. So again, this is percentage based, and that's one of the things with Baba Yaga. Steals 3% of the enemy's current attack rating and attack and defense rating. Now, the big thing with this, going back to your question, why it is so good is as the enemies get stronger, the percentages get higher. So if you're at a 100 level deficiency, if you're at a 200 level deficiency, 3% is 3%. 3% of the enemy's current attack and defense rating. She is going to steal more, making herself stronger for the attack and defense. And again, it doesn't really hard cap here, but you're going to get 20% of the initial value. She's going to be stronger. You want a stronger damage dealer. You want a stronger mage. She has crowd control. She has damage, making her stronger. Plus 30 signature item. Absolutely, guys. Not only that is the stats. You get more stats out of there as you're continuing to build her out. More attack, more defense, more skills. It all adds up. Currently stage 28. Should I focus on farming, engraving, or furniture? If you're in chapter 28, I would go probably furniture at that point. Remember, guys, furniture really didn't exist. The engraving didn't really exist. We had the signature items first, and then we brought in the furniture. A lot of heroes will work incredibly well without the engraving. I would go with the furniture because a lot of heroes don't work well without that 9 of 9 furniture, which is the reason to build it. Found your financial counseling channel the other day. My wife and I already subscribed. Well, thank you, Christian, for the subscription. Again, I know I put out a notification. I'm a certified financial counselor. That again, that's what I do professionally every single day. It is very, very cool to see. And I actually had a member that I had at the credit union I work at that said, you really need a YouTube channel to showcase all of the knowledge that you have about financial counseling and education. I came home that night, and that is when it was absolutely born. Anyone else think we need some more loot from the Abyssal Expedition? Yes, absolutely, Scranton. They've added a little bit more, and we're actually on the final boss right now. So within the Abyssal Expedition, we're testing out a bunch of different things. I'm at my 10,000 mark. This is the goal, guys. You want to get to this 10,000 mark. A lot of players were super upset that they didn't have an option to get some of the rewards out of here because they didn't play. I think there's another place with quests out of here. But because they didn't do damage, they don't do. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was within here. But there were a couple that I seen over. I didn't pay much attention to it, but I seen a couple over on the people who went in here as the Star of Dawn. I don't think were able to claim the damage rewards. I think it was. Again, I didn't really pay that much attention to it. Joan of Arc is awesome. I think she's going to take the place of King Arthur. Yes, I think Dale, absolutely, Joan of Arc is going to be awesome. Is it true the Treasure Scramble will give Stargazer cards? Yes, next patch, guys, Treasure Scramble will be giving Stargazer cards, which is going to be awesome. They needed to add them in here. They really wanted to make sure that the Treasure Scramble was working properly as intended. So focusing on these teams are going to be more important than ever because now we are going to have the opportunity to get Stargazer cards out of here, which is going to be very, very cool. Finally finished chapter 48, but I'm stuck in the final stage of 47. I used Solus when I was in chapter... Yeah, Army, that's kind of the problem, is the one shot of Solus right there. 4 to 6 years. Oh yeah, game's going to be around 4 to 6 years. Again, I like the game. I find it to be fun. I still find a lot of enjoyment in it. I'm trying to complete my collection, trying to maximize the damage that I do within the Twisted Realm. The Cursed Realm, I love. The Circus Tour, Blood Claw, they've added a lot of really cool features. Temporal Rift, I'm almost at 300, guys. I am at, I believe, 290, 291, 297. Almost 300 stages down, which I'm on good pace, considering we have 90 days for the Temporal Rift. I want to do a couple summons out of here. I want to pull a couple tricks. I did spend $1, guys. In the Magician's Hat, we spent $1 to go ahead and get a little bit of loot out of here because of the packs that are in there. Stargazer cards, red chest, Poke coins. That's exactly what we were looking for, guys. And out of the exchange, I am actually going for cores. I am going to continue building out cores. There is some more Poke coins. And it looks like we're a little bit shy of the next one. But like I said, for the exchange here, guys, I am going for the Poke coins and the Circus Brutus. I'm not too concerned about the damage in here. And I wish we could just skip this like we do all the other ones. But I'll get some more cards out of here to do another trick. Who in Mauler should I build first? I love Kren. I believe Kren is probably one of the very first Maulers that can carry. And if you look beyond a little bit earlier, even in the Mauler Tower, Kren will do amazing. Kren does absolutely phenomenal, carrying through a ton of stages through the Mauler Tower because you have Brutus and you have Scrag. Brutus, of course, the immunity. Pop Kren right behind him will do incredibly well as the Mauler that you should build first. It's changed through time, but ultimately, Kren is good. Brutus you have to have because of that immunity. We're still seeing some use cases for Scrag. Scrag is used quite a bit. Entendre does really well, but Entendre is one that does have to be built out quite a bit. Honesta, again, is used pretty well. Again, she does have to be built out quite a bit. What are some Ascended Thane PvE teams? And is Mythic Plus, or should I wait? I would wait till Ascended. So the PvP PvE teams, remember guys, if you have Awakened Thane at Mythic Plus, you're missing 50% of the skills that the hero does have because you don't have furniture, you don't have the engraving. It does take a lot more to go through. Kind of curious, where does the YouTube name came from? So Furry Hippo Gaming, guys, a lot of you know, I've told the story before. My wife and I actually started a rock band when Rock Band was a thing on PlayStation. I think it was Rock Band on PlayStation. We went through, we had to have a band name to compete online. We were just talking about it. What were we going to come up with? We came up with Furry Hippo. So Furry Hippo name has been around for, God, about 18 years now. I actually have two companies that both have Furry Hippo Gaming and Furry Hippo Consulting. One that I own, one that my wife owns, and the Furry Hippo name has always stayed with us. It's very cool. Apollinaire. That's essentially how it came up. It started as a rock band name. We still have Rock Band downstairs in our basement. Very, very cool to play. It's just something that's kind of stuck around, and it's funny how many people ask about it, especially in the business world and also from, payroll companies, things of that nature. They always want to know how we came up with the name, and it was my wife and I that came up with it. I think I didn't write my question correctly. The heroes I mentioned, I have them in 5-star Ascended, but dimensional heroes cannot be used with their soul merge. Yeah, Kenneth. So you won't use them in the same formation. So essentially with the dimensional linked heroes, like Solus, and let's say you link Joan, you link Ainz, whoever it may be, you're not going to use the other hero. So when you're building your 5-man team right now, you're not going to link them to heroes that you're utilizing or heroes in those same formations. You're actually going to use, or Solus essentially outside of the tower, you're not going to be using within the campaign, which is kind of the reason. So we got some shards there, we got some more poke coins, and we got 30 tricks already, guys. Definitely getting a lot more for the exchange. And again, we are getting all of our elemental cores. Cores are the focus right now, trying to finish out Awakened version of Thane, which is the reason why we're going for those cores. What is the Realm of Chaos or the Underground Layer? The Underground Layer is the part where you actually have to go in the cave, Peter, within the Abyssal Expedition. I'll leave your stream in 5 to 10 minutes. I need to do something real quick. Yeah, you can come back and join us. What should the third team be after I build Ainz and Lucretia? Most people will build the 5 pull. So it'll be the Eron Leica combination with Skarath. A lot of players, again, will use, when you start getting into 3 teams, it'll be the 5 pull is used for a lot. I think even now, a lot of the teams that we have in here, 4 formations that we've used, relies on the 5 pull. Mahira is a little more expensive. Thorin Cheese right there, and then Ascended Thane. I'm checking out what Javid's got here. So the Mahira comp works incredibly well. But again, the 5 pull, depending on where you're at, the 5 pull will work incredibly well. The rewards for damage in the abyss when you click on the boss and attack. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Arnie. So the rewards are in the Abyssal Expedition when you actually get your damage on the boss. And I think I remember that. So when you get your damage on the final boss, again, a lot of players were upset that they're not getting these rewards because they're not putting damage into the boss. So essentially, they're missing some chests. They're missing some diamonds out of here as a spectator because, again, you don't have an opportunity to put damage on the boss. So you're not going to get there. On the Graveborn or Thorin Cheese, they both work incredibly well. Yeah, when does Kren become viable? Kren, honestly, the more that you build Kren out, the better he will work. I like him built with the signature item. This is really big, getting him to that plus 30 signature item, because normal attacks are enhanced, which are very cool. So they actually do additional damage and does a crowd control aspect, which is good. Again, you put a hero like Brutus right in front of Kren, and it does work incredibly well. Stargazing for Lucretia, should I get her to 1-star or go for 3? If it's your first one, Bernardo, which it looks like it is, just do 1-star. Just do 1-star, because essentially if you're adding 3 and you're going for the engraving, in time you will build her up to 3 stars or even 5 stars. But if she will work well just having the 1-star on there, start the engraving process. Once you get the engraving up to a point, which is the plus 30, 2 or 3 stars on there are viable. But I wouldn't burn all my Stargazer cards just to get Lucretia added 2 stars. The stats aren't there, and you can still do the engraving without those. No, do one. I would do 1 star on her, because she's actually one of the very first heroes. Her and Ainz are really 2 of the first heroes that you engrave. Possibly Scarlet is another one that those would probably be my top 3 to engrave. In the stronger that you build Scarlet, Ainz, and Lucretia, the better they're going to perform, which is awesome. What's going on, Hyper? I have Ascended Thane. Is he worth getting to 5 stars? I only have 1 copy of Brutus. In time, Ethan, I would. Even now, for where I have Thane built at, guys, I'm not going to take him to 5 stars. We're going to save. I want to see what is coming next for Celestial Hypogean heroes. I'm going to save my Stargazer cards versus burning them just to add more stars to him. If I was super heavy into PvP, yes, I would build him. I would max him out. He works incredibly well even where we have him built, without racing him to burn, 200,000 diamonds to get him to the 5 stars. Waking Years tend to be worth it. Yeah, the stars give the abilities, like right here, Physical Pierce. Physical Pierce for him is pretty big. That is going to be a 1.82% damage increase. But again, I'm not in a super big race to build him out. Again, PvP, yes, I would absolutely. I want to build all of the heroes versus having a majority of heroes maxed out. We're still trying to hit the level 600. Love your energy and your content, of course, but in my opinion, you have to up the quality. Yeah, I think the quality, I know a lot of people have said about the camera. Couple things we could definitely do. I've looked at a couple different options. I feel like we're getting there, just not yet. I have a lot of Elite, some Elite Plus, and only 5 Legendaries, but I don't know what's a combo because it's getting hard to chapter. Frank, honestly, for where you're at, build Damon. Honestly, Damon is really just such a carry, guys. If you're early game, I use Damon to actually carry up to mid-chapter 25. Damon will carry by himself, guys. If you can give him a time to get the blood shield up, if you can get him a time to get the support up, Damon will carry, and Damon will carry incredibly well. If you're starting out, used to be Shamira that we would use to carry everything. Now it is Damon. Are you getting Joan of Arc? Yes, of course we will get Joan of Arc, guys. She is actually one of my very, very favorite heroes, just like King Arthur, just like Merlin. When it comes to the heroes of lore, I absolutely love them. I think it's very, very cool how they build them. I love that they're incorporated in here. I'm also waiting to see, now Lilith promised, if you joined the live stream a little while ago, with the live stream from Lilith, they promised that they would do at minimum one crossover event this year. Well, the year is on the better half of the, we're already almost midway through July, going towards the end of July. We definitely need to get some of the crossover events going on. Sometimes it's hard for the 1080p. My camera is a 1080p HD Logitech. The streaming sometimes, so what I notice, and I know Apollinaire has kind of said this before, is if I stream, I have no problem in the 1080p full resolution streaming. When I stream that high though, a lot of viewers have problems running at that rate. So with the combination of BlueStacks and actually streaming in the 1080p, I found that it didn't work very well, the transition. A lot of people had it buffering because their systems can't run at such a speed. That's one of the reasons why I did it in 1080p a couple times. It didn't work too well, and a lot of streamers, a lot of viewers said they had problems with it, that it wasn't streaming at the level that it needed to, or they got a lot of buffering through the video itself. So guys, we got 7 stones right here, which we got a copy of. Tresnar, absolutely needed him, guys. Everybody else is already at the 5 stars. Definitely building some more out. I got 1,000 of my cores, which I love. Still working on building out Kayleen. We got a couple summons in here. And then again, Thane, guys, is pretty close. We got him at 52. So we have a couple more to build out, which I think it's just these last two. You know what? We'll go for some HP, some resistance. And he is close, guys, 56. 58. Awesome. He is almost... Can you still buy Ainz? No, you cannot. You can garrison him through the friends. So if you actually go into friends and garrison, you can garrison Ainz, but I don't think you can buy him. I don't think you can buy him. What's going on, Tazdid? Good to see you again. Crossover was the reason I started. Yes, Oakbo. Absolutely, we need some more crossovers. They did a lot for a while. Brought in a lot of players to AFK Arena. Very, very cool to see the crossovers. I'm not sure why Lilith has kind of put that on pause for almost like 2 years. I don't know. I don't know why. I honestly, I don't know why they kind of took the backseat to doing the crossovers when they were doing a bunch of those. What do you think? What do y'all think if the Wood Guardian mentioned is in Athalia's lore? I think we're getting close to Awaken Almost. Yeah, that would be very, very cool. Geeky, I would love to... Ainz can't be garrisoned, but can't be... Oh, yeah, Ainz can be garrisoned. Sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, again, I would love to see, guys, if they did the Awakened version of Almus. Most of you know, guys, I love Groot, Guardians of the Galaxy, absolutely. He's a hero that I haven't built on a couple accounts. He does absolutely nothing but fall over like a giant tree. It's kind of sad to see. I would love to see him built out, given a lot of love and support. So we still have 20 days on our reset, guys, so we're going to use some of our diamonds in here. We have a couple scrolls. Again, we're looking for copies of Kayleen. We're also looking for any of our Awakened Heroes, guys. If we could pull some more copies of Awakened Heroes, we have a lot of common scrolls coming, an incredible amount of common scrolls, actually. Got a bunch of events coming and a bunch of other things. So there we go, guys. There's one elite, which is Sonya. Very nice. We're utilizing her. And, of course, the Greyborn, we have a couple. I want to see in here, we got a copy of Treznar again. I want to see the Awakened faction heroes in here, guys. Absolutely. Copy of Baden. I feel like that's really a big miss at this point. And look at that. Triple in a row, guys. Naru. Couple more rare heroes. And then our last one is just some more rare. That's okay because we got red chest. That is another thing that we're looking for. I took all of my heroes to a +20. So even looking through, if you guys caught the video, I took everybody, these first 15 heroes to a +20. I did the same with my Graveborn, taking them to a +20 to continue pushing the towers. It's actually worked incredibly well. It's been very, very cool to see. I would love another crossover with Game of Thrones or Yu-Gi-Oh! Getting Daenerys or the blue. Yeah. Game of Thrones, guys, absolutely. I would love to see it with The Witcher. I'd love to see a lot of different crossovers, a lot of different. My VIP level is 15. So I'm waiting for the patch, guys. We are at 15 already. Many of you know this is the pay to win account. This is the old pay to win account. Everything that we put in here, we get from the channel memberships, we get from donations, we get from the YouTube revenue we generate. That is how we put everything back into AFK Arena. And that is why we're on VIP 15. We were looking at the monthly donations. We were putting them back into this account is exactly where everything was going. So we kind of generate the revenue through the chat, the streams, the super stickers, the super chats, everything of that nature. And then we put it over into this account. And that's how we built it out, guys. So here we go. We have Brutus. Everyone voted for Brutus. You think they should add a dimensional tower? Yes. Slow Chunk, absolutely. We do need a dimensional tower. 100%, absolutely. Let's see if we can pull some copies of Brutus, guys. I'm hoping for 1 or 2 with 70 cards. It would be absolutely amazing to see if we could get them. If not, we could definitely use some more cards. We got a Lightbearer card right there. Mauler card, and I'm hoping we get at least one. There's another Mauler card. So definitely got some elites right here. And Brutus might be another one. That is going to be an absolute bear. to pull copies of, guys. And there we go. There is the unlock. He probably has the best character model that I've seen. He is just an absolute monster, guys. They put so much time and effort into building him. I was floored when he came out. He just looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. Let's see, guys. We got a couple more cards here. So we're 75 cards, one copy, or we're going to be 75 cards. Let's see. We can pull one more with these last two. We're still getting a ton of resources out of here, which I like as well. Right here, we got 2 Mauler cards. There's another copy of Kren, another copy of Thane. Then we got a little bit of food. And the rest of these guys are just going to be levels. We're still trying to hit that level 600. That's been the goal for, well, since we started power leveling from about 520, we've made a lot of progression. Yeah, we got one. We got one out of there, guys. And there is Brutus, one more level, which will allow us to continue building up this tree, guys. Getting there. Guys, my might tree is already at 91. We are making a lot of progression in there, which absolutely love it. Thane, I know you guys were talking about definitely building out Thane. We should build out Thane. We should get copies to him. I wasn't going to. I was going to save a little bit. But knowing he's going to be at that plus 60 engraving, we're missing the physical Pierce on there. A lot of people said using him in the Abyssal Expedition, using him in the Curse Realm, he does have to be built up a little bit more with stars. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build him. We have Anastab built out. We're building out Sonya. We're also building out Kayleen. Kayleen, we just need a little bit more, and she will be completely built out. There's our plus 30 signature item. But she is absolutely going to be built out once we get some more copies. So I'm going to go ahead and do some copies of Thane. We'll do some copies of Thane. You remember the Flash games? I do not, Peter. I don't remember the Flash games. Let's see, because we should have enough. Look at that, guys. 597. We are almost to that 600. 12 billion combat rating, which is very, very cool to see. Not too long ago, we broke the 10 billion. Let's see, guys, if we can add some stars on here. It's gonna be a stretch. We have a lot of diamonds though. We got a Mauler card. We got a Wilder card. Let's see if we can pull some copies of him, guys. I'd love to see the diamonds, but I would love to see some copies of Thane as well. And just like that, guys, we went through a lot. That was a lot of cards. We've been getting those out of the towers. First one, there we go. So one copy of Thane. We need 2 more to get 30,000 diamonds, guys. There it is. Yes, 30,000 diamonds on the second one after. What's going on, Kamek? 30,000 diamonds right there, guys. And I love it. Shows it right up here. So we got a Thane. Next pull, 30,000 diamonds just like that. That is going to give us the opportunity to pull some more copies out of here, guys. And there's another one. Thane, 30,000 Thane. Very, very nice. What hero should I use in the Abyssal Expedition? Go for Celerity. Go for the Celerity in there, guys. So that was a lot of luck, guys. We got Thane. We got diamonds. We got Thane. Very, very cool to see. I love seeing the diamonds on here. Double Mauler cards right there. There is Thane again, guys. So that will give us 1 star with those 3 copies. Awesome. That is absolutely awesome that we did get the diamonds out of there. It's been a while. It has honestly been a while since we got those. There is double card right there, which I like. Let's see if we can get 3 more. Got some gear out of there. And I think we're going to be close to level 600. We're coming up on that level 600. There's another copy of Thane. Got a couple more pulls here. Some more resources in there. Come on, we need 2 more. We need 2 more copies of Thane. There's another one, guys. We need 1 more, and we'll be at 3. We'll be at 3 stars. 3 stars with him. Got the light bearer right there. Look at that. Resources are going to the mailbox. Come on, Thane. I know we're pretty deep in the polls right now. There's a copy, guys. There's another copy of Thane. I believe that I'll add 2 stars onto him, giving him 3 stars, upping that physical pierce by what, 2, 3, almost 3.5%, which is awesome. Guys, that is absolutely amazing to see. We can add some stars there on Treznar. That was a lot of diamonds, but you know what? It was probably worth it. We're using Thane all the time within the tower, which is awesome. Yeah, that Andre, that was awesome. That is some really, really good RNG that we just seen there, guys. Double copies plus the diamonds. The diamonds were the only reason why we got the last 2 copies. If we didn't pull those 30,000 diamonds, we would have not gotten those final 2 copies of Thane. That takes him to 2 stars. There we have him at 3 stars. Now we have to hop over for the furniture. Really enjoyed Miss Some. Yeah, Adobe Flash. Yes, I remember the Adobe Flash games, Peter. And that a long time ago. It's crazy just to see where things have come from. When you think of the old Adobe Flash games, I remember those now that you mention them. So there we go. Let's open up our cards here. Kayleen. Oh, we got Fane. I will definitely take a copy of Fane. I think Hodgkin is already built. Granite we can definitely use. Here we have double right there. Nope, those are all going to be food, guys. But I'm okay with food. We are still on our recycling program to continue getting the Twisted Essence, building up everything in there. So very, very cool, guys. We got lucky as can be in there. Is Tidely worth building for the Mauler Tower? So Abandon, a lot of players use Tidely for a ton. And the reason why they use her, where's she at? She's right there. Is because of the plus 60 engraving. This is she's super strong, but she gets that immunity. 10%, 10 seconds after casting, the portion of current health is ignored. She does an incredible amount of damage. And also with the immunity, I think it's here. She can take down entire teams. And the reason I say this is if there's any players out here that are in 42, 43, 44, 45 chapter, they're using her as just a literal glass cannon with this frenzy ability to get past some stages. And she does the same in the Mauler Tower. So the Mauler Tower, she will do a ton of damage in here in a very, very short amount of time. But again, she's another hero that you have to have the investment. Double, it was Lord's. No, I was thinking Arnie 2 heroes that I'm not using. When I seen the double, they're again 2 that I'm not using. They're just going to straight fodder. But look at that, guys. Granite. I still need his plus 30 signature item on Granite, but he is at 5 stars now. And then we have Fane as well, adding his first star right there. But that means I do have to drop Granite out of the wish list. So Granite goes out, and then we have Alero. That's it, guys. We have 3 Light Bearers. We have 3 Maulers, 2 Wilders, 3 Graveborn heroes, and everybody in the primary factions are 5 stars, guys. They will completely be maxed out to 5 stars, which is incredible. And look at that, Sergi O, we have a brand new subscriber to the channel. Thank you very much for the sub. We are almost to 26,000 subscribers, guys. As we continue to make progression in here, it's incredible. It's incredible that we're at 26,000 subscribers. There we go, guys. 598, exactly where we want to be. Merchant ship, of course, picking up a little bit more loot. Heroic ship with Brutus, we got 10 cards. 10 cards, 2,000 out of there for our very, very first unlock, which gives us an option to pull one more time. And it is just some resources, but that's okay. Every pull in here, guys, is one pull closer to having another ascended hero, awakened hero, whatever it may be. That's the way that I really see it. If I pull 7 cards and I get 1 awakened Brutus, I'm that much closer to having that hero built. If it's good RNG like we absolutely just seen with Thane, guys, I am still shocked that it went that well with Thane. But again, we're that much closer to him being completely built. Just need a little bit more engraving and he will have his cards or his stars, but that does give him right here. Physical Pierce, that is going to up the damage percentage that he's doing, which means he needs furniture. Last hero I seen was Treznar. What new hero should I build first? Taz did. It's kind of weird because most of the new heroes are being built, and most of the new heroes are being built for the Twisted Realm, the Cursed Realm. So I mean, if you, I'm trying to think when Treznar came in, because you should already have Scarlet built. Scarlet's a huge priority to build as far as you can. But as far as the newer heroes, I'm trying to think. Kayleen does really well. She actually does really well. Treznar works well with Thane, but again, you would have to build them out. Mishka, I don't think you had, or you might have had Mishka, maybe not Astar. Astar does well. Anasta does pretty well. We built Anasta out quite a bit. Again, does pretty well. Scarlet does well. Sonya, again, Awakened Thane. There's a lot of new heroes that do well. Have you made the Dude Destroyer third teams? Yes. The video's coming out in just a little bit, guys, for the 3 team Dune Destroyers. I already got it all set. We got it all ready. Just got to release it. 33,000 of our Pokecoins in here, guys. So wish list. And this is where I'm kind of on the fence, because remember, now the 9 of 9 furniture is going to be a priority, but when you strengthen the furniture, they are increasing with the next patch, getting above the 9 of 9 furniture, which makes me think some heroes, like let's say right here, we don't need a copy of, or we don't really need furniture on there for Mahira, but putting in a hero like Scarlet is going to be a priority, because we know Scarlet is really the driving force when it comes to the Twisted Realm in a lot of different team comps. So we're going to have to start putting some heroes in here to build their stats or furniture past that 9 of 9. If we still want to compete within the Twisted Realm and the Cursed Realm, we're going to have to look at some updated guides. I think In Season did one. There's going to have to be some heroes that we're building past that 9 of 9 just due to the sheer fact of the Twisted Realm and the Cursed Realm. What's going on, Carol? Thank you for joining us. Which hero is your worst investment? My worst investment, that's a really good question. Probably Flora. Honestly, Flora is a hero that I built an incredible amount of time. I actually built her out. I engraved her. Since then, I've reset the engraving, but Flora is a hero that I don't use for anything, and we built her entirely, completely out. Yeah, Hypnos, that's what I'm thinking. Scarlet is going to be one that is going to be absolutely worth it. She's going to be one, again, because of the sheer damage that she could do. And also they're adding those secondary stats onto the furniture. So it's going to be a point, either if you have them, you're going to be able to rank higher in the Twisted Realm. If you don't, I feel like they're creating a much bigger gap between the pay to win and the free to play by adding all of these stats to furniture, because a majority of whales already have the 9 of 9 furniture. Yes, absolutely agree with you, Carol. I love Joan of Arc. I cannot wait to see her up. We're gonna set aside money. Many of you know that I budget for AFK Arena. I put it into the budget for Joan, so I'm gonna put when she's released, we're gonna go ahead and buy her for the $50. We're gonna pick her up. That way we can build her out, which I'm gonna have to start saving for her. But we are absolutely going to build her out when she comes out. Such a very, very cool hero. All right, guys, let's see if our furniture, we can continue building it, which there is a piece for Thane. Thane is the one we need, guys. That's 4 of 9 for Thane. I could save the Pokecoins, but again, there's always going to be heroes to build. It's never going to stop. There's Kayleen. I believe we already have 3 for her. Building out these heroes, taking them to the 9 of 9, it's never going to stop. The need for more furniture, and there is Scarlet, guys. That'll take her to 10. Essentially 10 of 36, I guess, would be the next one. There we go, another one that gives us 12 for Scarlet, 1 on the table. I was hoping we got a copy for Zephyriel. Unfortunately, we didn't. Let's equip what we got, guys. Again, I was hoping that we could max out and finish out Zephyriel, but I'm going to save 2,800. I'm going to keep using these on Thane. Thane is the priority, guys, because we want to unlock the rest of his skills and abilities with the furniture. So everyone, I'm not going to hesitate. I'm going to build him all the way to this 9 of 9 furniture. That way we can get him built out a lot faster. So that gives him 5 of 9 for the skills and abilities that he has. And then we do need a little bit more of our engraving mats, and he will be built. He's definitely getting built, guys. I absolutely love it. Again, graving, we're 2 away, which should probably take about a day or 2. I would say another couple days. We'll be able to have him at that plus 16 engraving, which of course is going to unlock the rest of his skills right down here, which is huge as we continue to make progression within the tower. Absolutely huge to get them built. When should I start gazing for Lucretia and Alna? I have 15 Ascended Heroes now in Chapter 33. Anton, that's exactly the time. 15 Ascended Heroes, as long as you're making progression within your faction towers, absolutely, it is the time to start going for Lucretia. Build her out, and then of course Alna needs the 9 of 9 furniture, but shortly after Lucretia, build out Alna, guys. Both of them will do incredibly well. They are such a very, very strong hero, either of those. I missed Leonardo. Should I buy him from the store? Absolutely, Taz did. Leonardo is one hero you use in a lot of different facets of AFK Arena. The Cursed Realm, even used within metacomps, within the formations, goes hand in hand with Raku, works incredibly well with Mishka. A lot of the damage that he brings and the insight he brings does work incredibly well. Yes, I would absolutely pick up copies of Leonardo. You do need a support for it, I think. What do you mean? Oh, you didn't need a support for it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to save the rest of her furniture before we level it up. I have it over on the test server, so I can see exactly like where to build her with the furniture. But again, the furniture is going to add a lot of stats, including, I believe, strengthening it adds haste is one of the ones that most people look for. Haste, guys, is the absolute biggest stat within AFK Arena. So when you're building out heroes, and a lot of players, again, I get this message all the time, they don't know that you can strengthen the furniture. So if you go to this little eye, it has the strengthen furniture feature. After Scarlet used the furniture, attack rating is increased by 1.9. They're adding more skills to this furniture attributes. So the furniture attributes are actually going to be quite a bit stronger, and they're adding secondary stats down here, which again is going to make the furniture much stronger. Furniture can actually go to a +3 rating on every single piece, meaning you have 3 rooms, 3 pieces each, times 3 levels that you can put on them. Again, an absolute incredible amount of furniture in there. Can anyone answer my question? Stargazing versus Temple for Time or Awakened heroes with more than 1 star. Honestly, when you get to that point, I would stargaze if you're adding stars, just like you've seen us right here, Levelus. If you're adding stars, go in here, guys. The time emblems are incredibly rare in comparison to being able to use diamonds. If we could use diamonds within the Temple of Time, absolutely, it wouldn't make a difference at all. Since we cannot use diamonds in here, that gives the Stargazer a much needed priority when it comes to the heroes. Even a lot of the events that are going on right now, including, the Abyssal Expedition, things of that nature, are giving diamonds. Most of the things within AFK Arena are giving diamonds on top of diamonds on top of diamonds. That gives you the ability to build your Awakened heroes out of here versus building them out of here. Once they hit Ascended, I would not spend cards whatsoever to build them any further in here. I would move to the Stargazer, again, because of the rarity within the shops itself, and also the acquisition of the Temple of Time. It does take an incredible amount of time if you're buying 1 card a day, or if you're getting them from events. Chances are, if you're burning all of the Temple of Time emblems to add stars to the heroes, I would not do it. So you do need more furniture past 9 of 9, or what levels it up? So you can actually consume the furniture. So for instance, in here, we have 2 pieces for Scarlet. I can strengthen the furniture that she has. And essentially the only thing that strengthening the furniture does is increases the stats that are on there. With the increased stats though, that's going to create kind of the bigger gap when it comes to PvP, and also when it comes to the Twisted Realm, because now Lilith has incentivized players to build the furniture past the 9 of 9 by adding the additional stats. So if you want to compete, if you still want to continue pushing the Cursed Realm, the Twisted Realm, your heroes are going to have to be much further than they are right now. And this one I actually didn't do too well with Chimera. So we're only getting very minimal rewards out of here. I might be able to redo it, do a little bit better. But again, when it comes to a lot of different parts in here, even though 1855, I think this formation has changed. Some people were saying that, look at that now we have Saurus back in this formation magically. Isabella dropped out of this formation. Grez was in this formation. Grez dropped out of this formation. So it's kind of crazy to see, for whatever reason, they're changing. And I think a lot of it in a lot of places are going to change due to the furniture. I don't think players understand the impact that having above that 9 of 9 furniture is going to have within AFK Arena, because of the extra stats it's going to bring to, again, PvP aspect, the Cursed Realm, Twisted Realm, even the Abyssal Expedition, things like that. Anything that uses the martial ratings where the stats are retained, now having above that 9 of 9 furniture is going to add a lot more stats in there. By the way, very nice job in general. Oh, thank you, Angry. How much money do you think whales put into the game per month? So that's a good question. I know a couple whales, depending on how hard they whale. We had a couple people at the peak of AFK Arena. We're pushing about $8,000 to $10,000 a month. That is right, guys. I will say it one more time. It was $8,000 to $10,000 a month that players were putting in here to get literally everything whaled out. You think when new hero comes out for even the PvP aspect of it, a new hero drops day one, the hero is 110% completely maxed out. Even going up to the plus 100 engraving for the Celestials and Hypogean heroes, dimensional heroes. Absolutely insane how fast these heroes are built out, and they just buy the cards. So if you want to build Awakened Brutus and you drop $2,000, you can build Awakened Brutus and it's absolutely set. It's that easy. So again, there were some players, and I know there were some through time that dropped an absolute insane amount of money. And some of them used to be in casuals, Kilby-Ross, a couple different guilds out there where they were just absolutely dominating, where they would go to the merchant tab and they would buy everything. They would literally buy everything. And I seen, I don't even know if I could find the old video. They went through and bought everything. They went through every single tab. They went through every single Noble Society, went through everything and bought everything within the merchant ship, the dailies, the weeklies, bought everything, just buying everything, which is absolutely insane. But again, that's what I've seen. Some players that absolutely whale this game. Even look at some of the accounts that Vulcan plays on. Vulcan had an account, I think he summoned on, there were like 2,600 time emblems. 2,600 time emblems, guys. And not only did you only get one from the shop, one from in here. So, I mean, you had to buy, theoretically, even looking on my accounts that I don't spend anything on, theoretically, you'd probably have to buy 1,800 time emblems. Well, the time emblems are pretty expensive, as in you go to a $100 pack, you get 60 of them. They had over 2,500 time emblems, which again is to me kind of insane. So even when you put that in a price perspective, so if you spend $1,000, you get 600 of them. If you spend $3,000, okay, well now you're up to 1,800 at $3,000 to go ahead and buy those time emblems. To get up to 2,600 time emblems, again, is absolutely incredible. Crazy. What's going on, Jack in the Box? Please tell me a team you can do best against the Dimensional with Ainz Mortis. Please tell. Well, the only way, so are you talking Angry like the PvP or the Twisted Realm? Also on, because essentially the only way to counter the Ainz comp, and a lot of players do have like Athalia built, or Treznar. Treznar is another hero that if you have him built, he can actually take down Ainz really easy. Athalia does the same. So if you have Athalia opposed on the opposite side to Ainz, it is incredibly easy to kill Ainz out. from the PvP aspect. So do you need more furniture past 9 of 9, or what levels it up? Yeah, like I was saying, Thin, the furniture levels up the own furniture. So if you have an extra piece of furniture, you can add it up. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Absolutely. But when you think, guys, so Lilith Games, I believe the revenue was, I think at one point, like $3 billion. I know they have multiple games. I know they have multiple platforms, things of that. But you're talking in-game sales. I think they reported it was like 1 billion, 2 billion. There was a couple $1 billion that the game made, and they make a bunch of different mobile games. But yeah, people are building. And AFK Arena is not the most expensive game that Lilith has. I believe Rise of Kingdoms is still by far number one for the player base and the amount of money that people spend in there. But like I said, it's interesting to see how much people put in there. I got Awaken, Thane Ascendant, and around 400 emblems. What would you say is the second best now? Thane. Black Kaiser, I would say Thane. So out of the accounts that I do have Thane built and I do have Brutus built, they're a pretty close comparison, and both of them kind of build the same void. So what I mean by that is when you look at Awakened Thane, on PvP, he's an absolute monster. We've seen him in some of the Cursed Realm teams. We see him in all of the stages when it comes to the Tower of Light. But we've seen the exact same with Brutus. Brutus has been in PvP teams. Brutus has been in the Cursed Realm teams. Brutus is an absolute monster when it comes to the Citadel. So it's kind of a tough trade-off between both of them, because both of the heroes in their own respect are doing incredibly well. The only one that is not doing out of the Awakened heroes, in my opinion, that does really much of anything is, of course, the one that we built, Aziz. If you have him at Legendary, if you have him at Ascended with a star fully engraved, he does almost the same thing. Even when I run him in the tower, he dies out super fast after he mesmerizes the other hero on the other side. And that's really it. Having him built doesn't really seem to make a difference, again, using him in formations. He's probably one that I regret. We talked about it a little bit earlier. But yeah, definitely probably regret building him. Yeah, I wonder what the whales do for a living. That's a very good question. I have Audrey at Legendary, Helos at Elite. I'm struggling to figure out which one to build. I would go with Helos. So he would be the one. And the reason for it, and I always like to provide the logic behind the builds, this one has an incredible amount of utility. Audrey doesn't have the utility that he does. We see him in formations. We see him in boss fights. We see him in PvP, used in the Twisted Realm, used in the Cursed Realm. He has found a place among meta formations. You will find the utility of him far, far superior than you'll find with Audrey. She's a hero over time. Yes, you'll build out, or you'll just borrow her from someone else. But if you have Helos, you have to have him built out. The plus 30, the 9 of 9 furniture, of course, makes a big factor. This energy regeneration he does right here does a really big factor. And if you look even at the Dune Destroyer right now, which is coming as a permanent boss, he is in one of the primary formations for the Dune Destroyer as well. I have Ascended Disease. Is it worth getting? No, it's not worth it. It's not worth building the Ascended Disease out. New VIP bundles are crazy. Yes, I definitely want to see. Patch should be up, I believe, Tuesday for the new bundles, which will be absolutely amazing to see. What do you think of Awakened Brutus? I like him. I like Awakened Brutus. I think he's going to have quite a bit of a utility. I think he's going to have, he already has a place in a couple formations, including he is really the front runner if you have him built within the King's Tower. He crushes stages in here, guys. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not sure. Right there he is. 2.51 billion damage. I believe this was the trial version. But he is in almost every formation. Same thing we see with the Lightbearer Tower and with the Awakened version of Thane. Brutus, the Awakened version, is been incredible. PvP, of course, he's going to be in there because he's just an absolute monster. But again, very, very cool to see the heroes in there. During Q1 20 global market, amassed 21 billion in revenue. Mobile gaming grows big, sad to say. Yeah, I like the PC games, exactly. So global mobile gaming, $21.2 billion in revenue. That is right, guys. $21.2 billion in revenue from mobile gaming. I know Genshin Impact, I know Fortnite. A lot of those games, of course, have a very, very big market share. Just like Rise of Kingdoms, though, they make billions of dollars. That's exactly what they do. I'll finally grab Brutus. He has been seen in, yep, the Abyssal Expedition. That's it. PvP, Cursed Realm, Twisted Realm. It's the Awakened heroes have utility, guys, which is by design. Honestly, it is by design. Just got to chapter 35 with 4 teams. Guess I'm hard stuck for now. If you use Thorin, a lot of people will use Mahira and Khazard. The Charmazard team is really, really strong one. Alna Grez is, of course, still a very strong one. The Mishka team with Raku and Leonardo does work incredibly well. The Ainz team will still work at that point. There's a couple teams. Even when you look at the 5 teams, the meta formations haven't seemed to really change that much. It seemed a lot more about the levels. So it gets to a point, guys, where a lot of these players are the levels versus the heroes. So if you're at, level 620, it's very easy to come through versus being at 598. The levels, the sub-levels you get in here do make an incredible difference. I was losing to an Awakened Thane in Legends, and it forced me to get it. Yeah, Awakened Thane is tough, guys. Awakened Thane, because of his skills and abilities, he's tough to deal with. It's a very, very tough counter, especially with the PvP side. In a perfect world, if you could pick a hero to add to the game, who would I like to see? Who would I like? That's really tough. I mean, honestly, the heroes that I would like to see, guys, is some of the crossover heroes. I think when we do the crossover, when we did Ainz, when we did Joker, when we did Ezio, when they did Prince of Persia, the crossover heroes versus just releasing the regular dimensional heroes brings an entire new aspect, an entire new player base to AFK Arena, which I absolutely love, guys. I feel like they need to do a lot more focus if they want this game to continue in the future with the crossovers, and I would also still love to see them do something with the guilds. The guild hunt, guys, this has been the same for 3 years. It's even been the same rewards. I know they raised the damage cap, but this needs adjusted. It needs changed. It absolutely needs something to be reworked. Absolutely, definitely needs to be changed in there, guys. Do I think Joan of Arc will be good with Awakened Brutus? I have a max. Yes, I think Joan of Arc will find her place absolutely because of support and also because she's buffing attack rating and a couple other things in there. I think Joan of Arc will find her absolute place. Just started watching you on YouTube, so I had to stream up. We usually stream on Sundays. Sometimes we do streams during the week, but I don't really plan them very much. So between recording content, family, we still have swim classes, things of that nature that I do with the kids. It's summertime now, so we do some random ones, usually about 9-10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time if we are. Other than that, usually it's Sunday. Sunday's been a dedicated day because I can kind of plan for this, which works incredibly well. Thank you, Scranton. What is your 3 teams for the Blood Claw? That is coming out very shortly, Daniel. I will have my 3 teams for the Blood Claw. What are your opinions on Sonya after the nerf? Yes, so Hive Tyrant, a lot of players have still built her, and I am surprised by her utility. So I use her within the Lightbearer Tower. I've used her in a couple different formations. She still has been working incredibly well. Even after the nerf, maybe not so much as the damage, but she does have survivability, and she also does bring the damage reduction to the team, which is the reason why so many players have been building her. We've seen a lot of utility with her. I would build Sonya. I would recommend it, and especially because when you come to the Lightbearer Tower, you're pretty light on the tanks within here. Lucius is completely dropped out. Very rarely do you see him in a formation. Hendrik, of course, is in there. Sonya is in there. And they're the really only 2 that I see in a lot of the formations when it comes to Lightbearer Tower. I wonder which Wilder hero. So if you've seen Dolly's message, guys, this is going to be a Wilder hero that is coming. Not sure exactly where it is in here. Newcomer has been seen in the city. Nope, that is Joan of Arc. I think it might be on the test server. So on the test server, they talk about a furry animal with a tail, which of course is going to be another Wilder hero, which is going to be the next one. Awakened, again, a lot of players are saying it is going to be Almas. Some have said Respin, some have said Kaz. We're going to have to wait and see exactly which Wilder. But as far as just the regular 4 faction heroes, Wilder hero is coming next. That's what a lot of people have said. Oh, thank you, Anton. I love doing the streams, guys. And if you guys have joined me before, I love the ability to talk about you, or to talk to you guys about the game. So I don't have anyone here. I don't have any of my friends that play it. I love playing the game and being able to talk to you guys about AFK Arena because this is the only way that I can. What do I do for a living? I am a financial counselor. I'm a bank manager. Do the financial counseling, a lot of the financial counseling, building, development aspect. Have an entire team. It's something that I'm passionate about and I absolutely love. That is what I do for the living, guys. I do a lot of financial counseling, credit rebuilding. That is why we started our second channel about the financial counseling services, things of that nature. There's really a big gap that I'm seeing between the education that kids are receiving in school and the people that I'm kind of interacting with on that financial side, which is the reason, again, why I absolutely love it. Do you do summons for viewers? How do I pick the people? I've done them in the past, Caleb, not as recent lately. But yeah, I've done summons. I've done viewer summons in the past. Yes, I have. Can you please try to put out some PvP content? I can do some PvP content. I'm not super huge on the PvP aspect of AFK Arena. And the thing is, with PvP, guys, it is super specific to the heroes that you own. That's really one of the big things. So when you look at the teams here, and you do have all 7 teams, PvP is such a different kind of animal within the game because it is based on the heroes that you have. So this formation, these team comps will work exceptionally well. But again, a lot of players don't have Titus built. A lot of players don't have Walker built to this level. There's a lot of heroes and a lot of priority heroes where you might be able to fill, 3 or 4 teams. You're not going to fill team 5, 6, 7 because it's incredibly difficult because, again, for a majority of players, they don't have the heroes built out to this level, especially with all of the newer heroes. You have Anastai, you have Kayleen, you have Sonya, you have Valoris. I don't even have these built out anywhere near this level to be competitive on the PvP front. And there's so many variations to the team. You could go with the regular run-of-the-mill kind of stationary teams. But again, on the PvP aspect, it's super hard because it's super dependent on the heroes that you have. Who would I build first, Awaken Thane or Brutus? I would go with Thane. I would absolutely build Thane first. He seems to fill, again, kind of the similar niche that we see of Brutus. But I like him, and I like him, especially I'm using him a ton in the Abyssal Expedition. He is actually one that I'm using in here. How do I play PvP? I don't. I don't. A lot of my PvP formations in here are built by my guild. So looking here, guys, we won that one, lost and lost. My PvP, I'm not sure if these are my formations. And again, these are built by my guildies. These are probably super out of date too. As you can see, we have no Awakened Thane. I haven't done anything in here in PvP in probably, God, I would probably say the last couple months that I haven't. We don't even have Irons with Albedo. We have Almas in here. These teams, it's literally probably been months since I've done anything in here with PvP. Could I probably do well and probably get into this top spot? Possibly, but again, I don't do anything. Even there's Thane and Aziz, good combination right there. I don't do anything, and you can really tell by the formations I have in here. Even Granite doesn't have the +30 signature item. I don't even know why he's in there. I don't do anything with PvP. Well, how do I play PvP? I don't play PvP, Peter. Really not at all. Short of the treasure scramble. I do the treasure scramble. I love how they built the treasure scramble. This I do build, or this I do. That's why I'm 72nd. Or, yep, 72nd. I do a lot in here with PvP. I don't think these were his PvP teams that he runs. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Some of them are weird, Sailor, and I've seen quite a few that are kind of funny. I know people put in like crap teams in there, but he engraved Walker. I've seen it, Walker, in a couple different formations, a couple different teams. I have Awakened Thane at 5-star maxed out, but I do not have Thane or Aziz. Should I go for Brutus? Yeah, I would probably go for Brutus. Thane, I borrow. So most of you know, the only place that I really utilize her is within the Cursed Realm. I just borrow. I borrow a star art. I borrow Thane. I'm not building Thane. We're going to focus on Brutus. I don't build that hero out. I didn't bring the hero out. Can Awaken Disease stop Flora? If you can, if you have Zolrath in the formation, it will stop Flora, but it only stops her for a couple seconds. Once she comes unstuck, Luke, she will actually fly at that point. So you can't really hard stop her. Do you have any tips for Chapter 37? Burrs, stick to the meta formations. Building out those meta formations are a huge priority. Absolutely look at the meta formations. Look at the heroes that people have used within those formations. They are really the best way to go. Again, the meta formations haven't changed a lot. That's really the big thing, is the meta formations we haven't seen change a lot over time. We've maybe swapped out one hero just with a little bit more utility, but the formations themselves have been relatively the same. All right, guys, so that'll do it for our Sunday live stream. We keep it just about an hour. Thank you guys for joining me. I absolutely love to see all the love and support on the channel. Almost to 26,000 subscribers, so we've made an absolute incredible amount of progress. We do have the new channel up, which is, of course, the financial education. Touched on it a little bit. A lot of things still coming with that channel as it continues to grow. We're almost at 100 subs over there, so it is very, very cool to see. But again, guys, that will do it for today's live stream. Got super lucky. I'm still stoked that we got that many copies, and we got the diamonds, guys, of the awakened version of Thane. It was very, very cool to see. We'll continue building him out a little bit more engraving. He'll be at that +60 engraving, which is amazing. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity on the channel, guys, and also for joining me for live stream. I know it does take a little bit of your time on your Sunday, but again, I absolutely love being able to chat to players about AFK Arena, answer questions as they have them, and also showcase and show what we have going on in here and getting lucky with the awakened version of our Thane, which is cool, guys. We're going to focus on Brutus. So guys, again, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys for joining me, and as always, thank you guys for watching.